Good morning, investors. Welcome to the 22nd of October 2014 market review. Looking at the trade of the day is called Anglo Gold Ashanti. The code is ANG and the last traded price was 112 Rand. Action is buy long, so the objective is to buy from a low level to a high level. Entry level to look at is 112 Rand 93, and that's on the dotted blue line. Target is the green line here of 124 Rand and 12 cents. Stop loss to be used on this trade is 109 Rand and 20 cents. That's the red line there. Currently, these are all open trades and African Rainbow Minerals, First Rand, CFR and Mondi. Going down to the top 40 index, that's the top 40 shares in the JSE. That's the blue line. As you can see here, currently they're trading above the 5-day moving average and above the 20-day moving average. That's a solid grey line, having a bit of a bounce up here. Looks like a reversal head and shoulder pattern if you look at this chart. And you will actually see the leg, shoulder, head, shoulder, and it could move back to the leg momentum of 44,000. Let's go and look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones closed 215 points positive last night, and that was on Tuesday evening. They went from this level of 16,400 to this blue line here of a level of 16,614 points. So there was a big reversal happening here. And if you look at your Bollinger Bands, they're very close to this green line here of the Bollinger Bands. So there is no indication as yet that this is a total improvement happening. Yes, it came down, broke up, but on this green line of the Bollinger Band, we need to watch this closely if it could break up and form high levels or start testing this and come down just by looking at that indicator. Looking at the J200, that is the top 40 index, and as you can see here, did test the 61.8% on the Fibonacci, did move higher a lot yesterday, breaking this previous high level. Now the expectation is close to this 44,000 that we just spoke about on the news, that I showed you on the newsletter. Now look at this. Here's your Bollinger Bands. Now currently they close to this Bollinger Bands just above it. Now the future so far is indicating a stronger opening this morning. Now the US markets futures are very flat. They're in the positive and then in the negative, but there's a lot of data coming down today from the European market, where they're going to announce earnings reports, and then the S&P 500 also got a lot of earnings reports due. Currently the European futures on the FTSE is a bit positive, about 20 points positive, and that could lead that the top 40 index could go a bit higher and break this green line higher. Now the big question is, it closed at 43,385, so it's close to this level here of 43,765 on this level here, testing that previous high on the pattern. So we need to see how it plays out the next day or two in the market information coming through. Looking at Shoprite. Now Shoprite did break the green Bollinger Band upwards, testing this previous highs here as well after a downward channel. Now the big question is, could it open positive this morning? Yes, it could, but we could see a bit of sideways happening as well, because now it's testing the previous highs here, and that previous highs was about 143 levels at this stage. So we need to see how it plays out. If it wants to go higher, this high here that I'm indicating is the next high of about 147. If it wants to go and break this 142 levels. Looking at Mr. Price, had a huge jump yesterday, breaking this sideways downward channel on the green line, almost 11-12 Rand upwards yesterday, and currently trading at 213 Rand 90, testing this previous highs here, broke it. So we need to see how the volatility will happen on this specific one as well. And you can actually see the reversal head and pattern played out. Here's the leg, here's the shoulder, here's the head, there's the shoulder, and there's the leg, testing that previous highs. So we need to see where the direction will go. Looking at Woolies. Now Woolies is still trading the sideways pattern. They're trading between the level of 68.45 and 71.34 in the sideways pattern. Yeah. Let's go and look at the banking sector. Now the banking sector did like the news from the European Central Bank, and the banks actually followed positive due to that. But look at this. Here's the lows, there's the highs. So shares almost trading here at 159.50. Highs here it was 158, 159. We need to see if there's going to be a starter of a positive pattern happening, but still sideways. Keep a close eye on the markets after yesterday's big movements. Standard Bank. Standard Bank still in a downward pattern, testing the middle Bollinger Band here. Now, currently that level is here to the 150, 151. Currently trading at 129.40. We need to see if there's going to be a much better upward movement happening. For this confirmation to happen, 131.66 needs to be broken if this is going to be a total breakup back to the 140 levels. Telecommunication. Now, telecommunication did break up nicely after it tested the 61.8%, went to 243 Rand, came back, went up back to the previous levels of 245, broke the green line on the Bollinger Band. Now, the big question is this the high? Could it come down? Or will it start moving higher? So the market's direction is very, very important. As you can see, some shares are testing the previous highs of the previous lows. And look at this, also downside on the Vodacom share, currently trading at 127.87. Look at this, there's the high on the 127.98 on the Fibonacci lines here. Big question, tested this. If it can break this 128, 128.50, next high definitely back to the 131. Imperial, as we indicated, low, high, broke the Bollinger Bands, broke this channel upwards. Now it went to this level of approximately 181. Now it's suffering to break this level here. Now for a breakup to happen, 183.64 needs to happen if this one needs to retrieve back to the highs of about 195. So keep a close eye on this trade as well. I'm just going to call up CFR, the Richmond side, and I've picked this up. Here's the downward side, here's the shoulder, here's the head, there's the shoulder, testing this low point of the shoulder. Now, if you look at this specific trade here, it needs to break this levels here of about 92.50. If it can break the 92.50, confirmation of a breakup will happen and it can go above to 96 Rand. So keep a close eye on these movements, and you can see a lot of these shares are starting to test these kind of levels on the shoulders or the bottom of the shoulders. Okay, traders, enjoy your trade, and let's see how the markets perform today.